Speaking of that song, speaking of.
You don't wanna see me bratty. Pet the kitty, call me caddy. Make your man call me daddy. He talk too much, he's too chatty. CEO, I'm savvy. Respect a bitch, I'm a maverick. Flexible, so elastic, but don't you dare bend the bitch backwards. Fuck a princess, I'm a king. Bow down and kiss on my ring. Being a bitch is my kink. What the fuck else did you think? Fuck a princess, I'm a king. Bow down and kiss on my ring. It's gonna hurt, it'll sting. Spitting up blood in the sink. I'm crazy, but you like that. I bite back, dances on your nightstand.
Good tip while you're moving. We'll talk over at the same time. Oh, far from it, we'll see. It's just not gonna stay. I just know it. Because why would it do that? It'd be working for me, right? Right. I don't even remember how I did it the other day. Yeah, good. Oh, there it is. Color change. I'm gonna turn that down. I'm about to start the podcast. If I remember this clip right. So I'm struggling with the beats. The beats, which are because that's super inappropriate. And if I put this up on a YouTube video, then Law and Crime Network will strike me because that's what they do. Stop working. So yeah, so there's that. That fucking sucked because those were a really fucking good pair of headphones, and because I lost my one pair of Bluetooth headphones, I am now stuck wearing the over the head, look like a damn air traffic control person headphones. Yeah, I'm not sure. One of them are wired, one of them are Bluetooth. So, oh, see, you can actually see behind my curtain, which is it sucks. Not only sure half-ass put up right now because honestly, like I said, I'm moving. We're gonna go into something really important. Kind of like what I'm saying right now is not really that important, but I felt like you probably honestly need some more context. This probably be one of the last ones I do from here because it's just it's right difficult. Along. Because I never know what's going to happen from 1 minute to the next. Let's see what I'm saying. Let's see. Because somebody is very, very terrible at communications. Meaning they could have totally took me and dropped me off at home, but they just left. And was acting like they were going upstairs to check on the car. That's the kind of shit, y'all, that really made me start my podcast to begin with and made me decide that I had to have an outlet to get these things off my chest and talk about them because they're frustrating as fuck. I had a whole podcast the other day, had a whole podcast recorded, and then the audio was messed up in the very beginning, so that's why we're about to redo this. I wonder what does that. Let me see if there's somebody here. Then we'll get started on this. I'm going to turn that down. I'm trying to decide if I want to do a live recording of the podcast. I didn't last time. Probably better if I don't. No, I think me and Holly did do a live stream of the last one. But I don't think that's what I'm going to do for this one because this was a prequel, so. So I'm going to do this and keep it rolling. And I'm just going to go ahead and start the podcast. That's what I'm going to do. Kind of see how it goes. So that's what we'll do. And we are on. Yeah, we're definitely on because it blinks for me. There's a button that blinks for me. Welcome back. Let me get my voice in check. Welcome back to Gigi's Midnight Rants. It's me, your girl Amber's, aka Gigi, doing her thing here. Gonna do a little bit of a prequel to the second season. The reason why that is a little obvious. I'm a little bit behind. Life doesn't slow down and doesn't take M into consideration most of the time when it's throwing curveballs. So first, let me stop and say that this prequel episode, or prequel episode to season 2 is dedicated to my adopted brother, who sadly was taken in a tragic motorcycle accident on the 22nd of February of this year, and that has obviously been a extremely difficult thing for me to navigate through. I think most of my listeners are already aware that I have multiple PTSD things in my past. So this one was, as obviously, was completely unexpected, but traumatic nonetheless. And then that coincided with the, I think we all seen this coming to, the inevitable breakup between me and my life partner. That's what I was calling him because we'd been together for like 7 years almost. I think actually 8. I have to look back. We were together. We were together for a long time. I'll say that. I know we were together since like 2016. So if this is 2023, that's like that'll be 7 years. Yeah, we have been together 7 years. At the end of May this year. But then when the accident happened with my brother, his fiance was moving into a place and she needs someone to come and stay with her and help out. And like, obviously I'm more than happy to do things to help out with that. So, and I decided, I think we both decided that it would be better anyways if I was here part-time, or maybe not even part-time at all anymore, because it's just extremely difficult for us to get along nowadays. There was a lot of stuff that happened over the Christmas and holiday break into the new year, which is when I was supposed to have started this season. Because last year when I started doing this podcast, it was at the very beginning of, I think it was January or February. I know I was able to do a Tuesday episode and then an Angry Happy Birthday. So I actually think I started it at the end of January of last year. So with my goal being to try to get out at least one episode per month because I do like some of you may or may not know, I do have my own YouTube channel. And I do, well, prior to all of this, I was doing quite a bit of networking with other channels and other communities, and I have actually made a lot of really cool friends. Not just last year, but pre-pandemic was when I first met Richie. So, got to give a huge, huge shout out to Double O 7 is what he is on YouTube. So that's double and then OHO 7. And that's AKA my buddy Richie, um, who is a creator on YouTube, does many, many things. So I don't want to just narrow him down into one little small label. You'll just have to go check out the channel yourself and see what we do there. He does a lot of shorts. So if shorts on YouTube is your thing, then he's definitely got a lot of content right in that alley. As well as my homegirl, Shades of Grey. Uh, Shades of Grey is her personal story channel. Um, so I don't want to really go into too much as far as that goes. You just have to go check out Shades of Grey. Uh, I'm gonna recommend that channel first versus the other content that she creates on YouTube because I feel like that is the more important channel. Not that I don't want to promote her other channel because we're gonna get to that, but I feel like um, you'll just be that much more invested in her other channel once you learn more about the creator herself. So definitely have to go check out Shades of Grey, and I'm pretty sure that's Grey. Um, don't quote me on that. I'm pretty sure it is Grey though. Um, beautiful soul, seriously beautiful soul. Definitely a channel worth checking out if you like to learn more about content creators behind the scenes and stuff like that. That's a good place to check out her stuff. As let's see, to get a bit of an idea what I do, you really should just check out my channel. But um, I have an appearance coming up on another channel on YouTube. And basically, what this guy does is he goes around and he finds channels that he thinks are there's something about them that's gonna eventually pick up, and one day they're gonna go somewhere and they're gonna do good things. And he likes to bring them to the table because he does have a bigger audience now. That he's kind of caught his little thing. What he does is called shilling. And that's where he goes and he finds us and then he puts us up there, talks about what we do, puts our link up for people that are viewing his channel so that they can go and find our channel afterwards if they want to subscribe to our content and what we do. Um, I mean, he's subscribed to many different kinds of creators. Like I said, I found him through Richie. Richie had originally thought that he was a troll and really just appeared on his channel to kind of see what he was about. And then from there, well, we've had this wonderful being and creator named Caucasian Sasquatch lurking in the live streams, and that's how I originally met him. And I've been on his channel. I've appeared in like pop up in some lives. I've also been in a thing that he does after the show called Sasquatch After Dark, where he just kind of like uh, lets uh, people that are fellow creators with him intermingle with the guest of the night. So um, it's actually pretty cool. A lot of really cool conversations happen there. Um, and on the 12th of April, so that's like next week. Um, actually, that's coming up in like 4 or 5 days. I'm like 5 or 6 days. I've actually, guys, you'll be so proud of me. I actually got a calendar and started doing things on the calendar. to try to stay more organized, to get more content out to you guys. Because, like I said, my original plan was to get this started at the beginning of the year with a guest co host, and that is still the plan. However, the guest co host is dealing with a very big move right now, location wise, from several states, from here to several states away, and it's a pretty big move family wise. So, um, we're gonna try to work that into everything. So I'm not sure if the very first episode is going to be with her or not. Um, like I said, we're dealing with all of this stuff and still trying to create content and keep you guys up to date, and still deal with the life things that are going on here with both of us. So we do appreciate the patience and your yeah, like I said, we do appreciate your patience and you still hanging out and listening, even though it's later than can be. Later is later than really expected. I mean, I'm literally, like I said, this is March, April, shit, April. God, I'm literally like 4 months behind, guys. So, hopefully, now that I've said that, I can maybe knock 2 episodes out for the next couple months. I'm not going to promise that, guys, because I don't want to make promises I can't keep. I'm just going to say, hopefully, I can. I've got I've got a couple of other engagements that I've already committed to as well. That have just popped up here and there. So, and you guys are going to want to stick around and hear about some of that in the next coming episodes. Because, Gigi's rants are just basically me bitching about what's going on in my life or bitching about what I see going on in the world around me. Trying to keep it PG. I don't think I've used too many cuss words in this episode. So go Gigi. Yay. Clap, clap. Because most of the time I'm pretty unfiltered and I just say whatever the hell I want. But I'm trying to dial the language back on the account of the grandkids. So, you know, uh, if there's one thing I guess I get you guys to take from this episode is that um, life is really short and it is time. I mean, it is extremely important to take time out when you're with your loved ones to be present in the moment and enjoy the time that you are gifted and blessed to be around them because you never know from 1 minute to the next what life is going to throw at you. And even I'm guilty still after all of this of not truly appreciating the time that I do get with my loved ones. And so I'm just saying that because so when I listen back on this, it's a reminder to me as well. But hopefully, those of you who are sometimes a little guilty of being caught up in your devices, to just put it down for a minute when you're with your loved ones, when you're at dinner, especially when you're at dinner, because geez, that's effing rude. That's a pet peeve of mine. It's like when you're at the dinner table with family, that's probably the time where tech needs to be away, and you guys need to be focused on what's going on with one another, because so many things could be prevented if we were more aware of what was going on in our children's lives and our families' lives than we are, because we're just so out of touch these days. We're all guilty of that. I don't care who you are, even people like me that are really kind of old school and don't do the tech thing as much. There are times where I am totally guilty of that, and I need to be more cognizant of that, where and aware, so that I do make an impact in a positive way in my children's lives, my grandchildren's lives, and other people's lives as I interact with more and more people on the daily, which is also a huge new thing for me. But I'm doing it, guys. So you got to give me props for that, because that is not something I've been big into in the past, and it is something that I have done more and more of lately. Is interacting with people that I don't really know, and I do it actually not as nervous as I thought I would be initially. Like I said, um, those channels that I just mentioned, Caucasian Sasquatch 007 and Shades of Grey, they're just a few, just a few of the many, many creators that I have interacted with over the last year and a half to 2 years, but they are in my, obviously, they're like in my top, they're the top three that I seriously recommend you check out because I interact with them more than any other content creators out there. I interact with them. Of course, I still interact with Dame Von Bon Daisy, who is fixing to be embarking on her favorite festival of the year, which is the Pyro Festival. So if you are at the Pyro Festival and you see her, give her a huge shout out, send her some love from your girl Embers, tell her mwah, and comment on the cosplay outfit of the day that she's wearing. She's got many of them right now. I think the number one day one outfit is going to be the Assassin's Creed outfit, which, if I do say so myself, is yow. It's pretty fire. So, coming from Gigi to Daisy, yeah, yeah, girl, that's where it's at. So, um, that's another one definitely worth checking out. She's in my list of channels. I think 007 is also in my list of channels. On my channel, you can feature other channels. Um, and also, oh yeah, this is a huge thing that just happened for me today. I didn't even know that you were able to do this. So I was watching a live speed chase on a channel called We Gotta Chase with Credence and Mikey. And there was a guy who's a moderator for them named Oh Boogers. Was it Bob? Nope. It is a guy named something the Wrench McNome, and he gifted me a membership to their channel. So I'm now a member of the We Gotta Chase channel. The reason why I was watching it was because there was a live speed chase of a murder suspect. This dude jumped from one car to another while I was watching it. Earlier this year, I happened upon that channel when a suspect had, by the time I was watching it, he had already went through two, I think three cars, and before it was over with, I think he had went through a total of five vehicles that he had carjacked all in all before they caught him. So that's how I ended up on the channel today in a break with the Stout case, because you guys know I do still follow that true crime stuff. So there will be an update as soon as there's more information with the Michael Vaughn case, because that's the one I'm following the closest. And there has been some breaks, but not anything that I want to go into great detail into about now, because really it's just kind of like, what the hell is that about? Um, so if you aren't familiar with that, and you're gonna want to try to familiarize yourself with that a little bit, because I will be talking about that later on in the season. Um, and a last but not least, there is going to be some discussion about one of those families. I'm into the conspiracy stuff too sometimes, but I don't really think this is a conspiracy. I think there's definitely something going on there, but we're gonna have to talk about it because, well, for one, it's like it's a huge thing in the town that I live in, and there's been a little bit of ruckus coming from their side of the fence since before Christmas, and that is the Biltmore house. There has been two deaths on their property in the last 6 months, I think, maybe less. They're close and all apart. One of them was a guest visiting there, and the other one was actually tragically just past week was an employee was killed there, both due to falling tree branches. I'm not sure if it's the same tree with rogue branches or what the hell's going on there, but there's definitely something going on. And hopefully by the end of this season, I will be able to get way more information on both of those cases, because um, I think it's something that needs to be discussed. I think we need to look into that, because the family, I think, clearly, obviously, has more than enough money to reimburse and for the bill for these families and the families of the victims. Um, because there was, in the first incident, there was a man killed, and then one of their children was injured seriously and left with I guess, traumatic brain injury. And then, like I said, this week there was an employee that was killed there. So, um, in Carolina News, Carrie Beal looks like Fox Carolina News anchor just welcomed a baby. So shout out to her because I got that notification right as I was about to get off of here. Um, that would be South Carolina News because Fox Carolina, I'm pretty sure, is South Carolina News because WLS covers most of Western North Carolina, and that is where I live. And that's the news station that I'm usually when I do watch the news, which is over the air because I don't have cable. Um, yeah, I'm one of those weirdos that don't watch a lot of. I don't watch any TV. I don't have a Netflix. I don't have a Hulu. I don't have any streaming service like that. If anything, I probably could download Pluto or Tubi to one of my phones, but that would be the only way I could really watch TV because I'm really old school throwback kind of gal, guys. So yeah. So if there's ever things in the entertainment area that I'm not aware of, that's probably why. Because, like I said, I don't watch a lot of TV, movies. If I'm watching a movie, it's because I get a friend to stream it for me when I'm hanging out with them, something like that. Um, yeah. So this has probably been the longest episode. So I'm going to wrap this up because it's other than the one I did with Holly, it's the longest for sure. So this is the prequel to season 2 of Gigi's Midnight Rants. And season 2 will be coming to you periodically with a guest co host. Um, and that again is going to be my daughter. So you'll have to stay tuned for those episodes and more updates on my crazy life, me vida loca. And because, yes, I do have grandchildren that are going to be bilingual. So occasionally I will throw out stuff like that because I think it's important that they learn both languages. I think it's extremely important that they learn both languages. Um, again, that you're going to want to check out my YouTube channel if you want to see more of me and the crazy stuff I do. I do art. There's going to be a series coming up soon with the diamond art. If you're not familiar with diamond art, bubbles, what that is, you might want to go check that out too, because there's going to be some of that coming up as well. It's very important. And to keep this short, I'm just going to go ahead and wrap it up with that there. So you're going to check out those channels. I'll be on Caucasian Sasquatch on the 12th at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. There's 007 to check out, and my homegirl, Shades of Grey. And that is going to be the end of the prequel for season 2 of Gigi's Midnight Rants. Thank you for listening. Don't forget, there's probably going to be a question poll posted with this one. I think it's about peanut butter. Yeah, peanut butter. Is that a liquid or a solid? How do you feel about peanut butter? And I will see you guys next time. And that's it for that. So I'm going to plug this in and listen to playback. I'm going to stop that because it's a good place to wrap it up. My light's probably going to go dead. So thank you guys in this pre-recorded episode of the prequel.